Monica, I know I can't wait to celebrate as well. All right. So, as I was saying, this is the promotional uh, kickoff for our scholarship. And tomorrow, November 1, the scholarship for both the opportunity and the national scholarship open up. It is the 11th round for the national scholarship, and it will be the ninth round for the opportunity scholarship. And so you're going to see a lot of information, our press releases. We're putting together a rebranded logo for a 10-year anniversary. We're also going to be sending you beautiful posters that we usually do, the 5x7s. And these 5x7s, we've reached out to Fabiana Rodriguez to give them a refresh and also give them the 10-year anniversary. And so it's 10,000 dreams, 10 years in the making, and you all have been part of it. And we just wanted to say thank you for everything that we have done. 10,000 students have been able to receive the Dream.Us scholarship, and over 3,600 have graduated from your institutions because you have provided that support for them. So I just wanted to say thank you, congratulations for that. And really quickly, I want to welcome this year, we have 81 partner colleges. And I want to welcome our 4 new colleges that we have, one in Arizona, and we have also one in Pennsylvania, Holy Family. And we also are bringing in 2 new partner colleges in Massachusetts. Massachusetts just recently passed in-state tuition. And so we were front and center there with the organizations and the colleges and universities fighting for this. And we were really excited to see it pass. And now we have partnered with Salem State University and as well as UMass Boston. So we're excited to have you all. And for those that are here that are veterans, I wanted to ask the question and see who was willing to answer that to kick us off into our presentation and practically see what has been the most successful tool strategy that you have used to promote the scholarship. So any of our veteran folks here who want to share really quickly with us, what is that one thing that you go to every single year as part of your strategy to promote this scholarship? And don't let me start calling you, because we've been together for 10 years now. Some of us, yes. Okay, so Ryan is putting on the chat, counselor programming. Arbor is actually with current scholars, yeah, reaching back into those folks. Single unit promoting after reviewing application files. Okay, great. Thank you so much. And we'll go into detail. Sadhana is going to be going in through our promotional toolkit, which has some of the things that we have learned throughout the way. But for those that I'm not sure if all of our new partner colleges are on board, but I'm just curious to know and see, what are you thinking? John, I'm going to put you on the spotlight. I see you there from UMass Boston. What are the things that you're thinking about or you're curious on promoting this scholarship?
Yeah, I'm here with my colleague, Dan, who's from our Merit Scholarship Office. So we are thinking about how we'll get the message out. We're also, as you said, it's new to the state, right? The tuition equity law is what passed that now allows us to extend in-state. So we have a whole bunch of work to do on that front as well. And so we're trying to connect these to really bundle the two to try to make a greater impact with the messaging, because now we really have a strong message and we're excited to be able to support this population in a way that we couldn't previously. So kind of combining them to get some strength.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you so much, John. And one of the things that we do every year is we put a lot of time and effort into media, and specifically Latino media for both Univision and Telemundo. We do fairs, we go out and talk to counselors and students, and we like one of our colleagues was saying, you know, we try to make sure that we reach back out to our current pool. Those we usually get information from our high school counselors. The students, when they apply, they tell us how they found out, and if if it's through a high school counselor, we do ask them to provide us a name and an email. And so we have a repository of all of that. And so we use a lot of this to promote our scholarship. But the most important thing is that you all know your communities. And one of the things that we learned from not just UMass Boston, but Salem State, and just overall in Massachusetts, is that the population of immigrant students in Massachusetts, the higher population is actually people from Brazil, so Portuguese speaking. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is translating our press releases to target Portuguese speaking media. And so that's one thing that we are going to be focusing on to make sure that we're reaching out to the community in the language, and specifically the parents, right? The parents are going to be going home and saying, hey, I learned about this, you should look into this to the children. So now I would like to turn it over to Sarana so that she can share her screen and be able to show you where all these incredible and amazing tools are going to be for you to use in your promotion.
All right. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, everyone. It's Tuesday, but I'm Wednesday. And so I'm really happy to join you all today. This is a very special Halloween edition of PC Power Hour, and also a special takeover for our promotional campaign. So without further ado, let's start a walkthrough of the website and where you'll find all the resources for the promotions. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm being told that my internet is a little bit unstable. So in case I drop off, Gabby can take it over because everything that we're showing you is going to be housed right on our website. So what you're looking at is our new website. We made it with the audiences in mind. And so you'll see the very first tab up here is the scholarships tab for applicants. Then we go over to for current scholars, we go over to for partner colleges, and then for businesses. So right now, I want to just show you this part, the scholarships first, because we have two types of scholarships. So some of you, a few institutions on here know that they accept both national and opportunity scholars, but for the majority of you, you're only going to be working on the national scholarship side. So on this blue side, you'll notice that that color is blue. A lot of the materials and themes are going to be blue. And then just visually for opportunity, that is usually this orangey red color. All right, so that's where all this lives. I'll just click into here really quick to show you the landing page. So if some of you will remember, we do have this state tool right here where an applicant can come in and they can literally choose their state. I'll choose Nevada. And it will tell them exactly what their options are for the scholarship. So we make it a really great self-assessment type of tool right away so applicants can understand. So for example, in Nevada, they have the option to go to a college in their state. So that would be the national. And then they do have the option for Purdue Online, again, the national. Now, if I were to click a state like, say, Georgia, you'll notice there are three options. So for Georgia, being a locked out state, it's part of both programs. And so, for example, they can choose to go to a partner college outside the state of Georgia, which is opportunity, a partner college in the state of Georgia, which is
Okay, and I think we might have lost Sarana. Can you all hear me? Thumbs up, please. Yes. Okay, good.
to work on. And then the next thing I want to jump to is the fact that you will most likely be in your partner college hub right here. And so I'm going to take you there. And then tools and resources, you're going to go right here to promotional toolkit. So feel free to bookmark this page. Feel free to keep it handy. This is where all of your go-to promo materials and guides are going to be. So first things first, I'll walk us through the page, but I want to point out right here is our new promotional toolkit. It is a PDF document that Gabby and I put together so that you can just have a handy little booklet of all of the tips and strategies and things like that that you can use throughout the scholarship promotion. So first, I want to sort of walk you through this part. So this part is just sort of explaining a little bit about who we are, what we do, our joint partnership together. Right here, I just want to call attention to our goal, our shared goal to achieve a 75% graduation rate. So this is just kind of language that helps you to put some context to the scholarship. And also you'll notice my email right here on the bottom. So for this promotional period, I will be your point of contact for anything promotional related. So there it is right there, page 2. So going into page 3, I do want to walk through these overarching guidelines for everyone. And thanks to my colleagues, Chris, Hayne, they're sharing links in the chat as well for you all. So feel free to grab them, again, bookmark them. So looking at the bullet points. So we just want to emphasize that for the newbies on the call, we refer to you all as a partner college / partner college. And then we want to reinforce, again, the 2 types of scholarships that are available. And then we also want to make sure that, again, if you're only promoting the national scholarship, you link to the national page, things like that. We also want to make sure that you know that our name is spelled. We see a lot of varieties of ways that our name shows up, but it's actually TheDream.Us altogether. So the T is capitalized, the D and the US is capitalized. And I often say when I do these presentations that it's important to keep them all together because it's also our website. So it serves 2 purposes. So again, not like this. We do not have a space here. And then these are not lowercase. And then the other thing I want to mention, going back to partner college, so maybe applicants might think that this is a scholarship where they can use the funding at any college of their choosing. And we want to make sure as well that it's only applicable to you all, the colleges that are part of our program. All right, so going on to core messages. Again, this is just our language of where we sort of are putting out exactly who we are. We're trying to boil it down to quick messages that you can copy, paste, you can use when speaking about our scholarship and presentations, things like that. We got some more for you here, going down there. All right. And so we just give you some little like templates of things like you would say, you know, your college name is a partner college, for example. And then you'll just fill in with your college name, things like that. So all of that is right here, right at the top for you. If you know, take a look at this, refresh yourself with the policies, things like that. This is all very helpful. And again, all copy and pasteable. So we try to make it very easy. Okay, so on page 7, we have some ways that you all and we encourage as well to reach out to applicants. So Gabby asked this question, what have you done in the past to help reach out to applicants? So in the chat right now, looking at 1 through 8, I want you to put in just by numbers what you've done in the past or what you plan to do as well this new round. So if you plan to do 3 and 6, or if you plan to do 5 and 8, we'd love to see that in the chat. But these are just some examples of tactics and strategies that you can use that we have found very effective. And then we also want to emphasize that we do offer, well, we no longer offer the specific community college graduate scholarship because our scholarship is now open to all undocumented students in college, regardless of the credit limit or anything like that.
And I think
There who may be. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you had frozen a little bit, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. Maybe if I turn off my video, I can get a little bit more. Yeah, let's try that for a little bit, but definitely let me know if I freeze again. All right, so we got some numbers in the chat. A lot of people are doing 3 and 5. I see that. That's great. Thank you so much. So we definitely want to make sure that this is just a handy list right here. But we are welcome to new tactics. I mean, if you come up with something that works really well, we'd love to hear it, love to share it, love to definitely put it in this promo toolkit maybe for next year, things like that. So this is just a handy page here on page 7. So then we get to probably the biggest part of the promotional round is these press releases that we do. So we do a national press release from our organization every year that sort of introduces the start of the round, the eligibility criteria, things like that. And again, those will be on our website, and you can, again, pull language from that. You can copy and paste how we say certain things. And so we definitely also want you to do a local version of that. So while we will do a national version, just announcing the round, we definitely want you to have a local one as well. And you'll notice I already started adding a local press release template in our PC Weeklies. So from now on, you'll see a little section in the PC Weekly called Scholarship Promotion. So that's going to be a little hub there in the PC Weekly. We'll all be sharing templates that you can use. These are all examples of local press releases that some of you all have done in the past, where either you've put it out yourself in your local community, or we've helped you sort of do a joint press release, maybe a quote from us, from Gabby, and then a quote from maybe your university president or chancellor, such like that. So we find that these are very much bang for the buck, this tactic right here, because it then gets picked up in the local news. So then we can get like local news coverage on these press releases. So these are very important to us, and we want to make sure that you know that we're here to help you with these. You don't have to do this yourself, although you probably know that your media teams at the university are very familiar with things like this. So again, if you'd like to do one of these, if you'd like to get one of these out this month, just contact me. Gabby and I will work together on helping you put these out, which we know are very, very effective in your local community. So another way that this is very helpful actually pertains to my own experience when I was in Georgia, and I basically didn't know anything about being a dreamer, didn't even know that, you know, all of this was happening. My coworker actually heard Gabby on the radio on NPR talking about this scholarship. And then he sort of recognized that the student she was describing was me, and he brought it to my attention. And that's how I found out about the scholarship way back in 2014. So we definitely know that the local news and the local press coverage is very important to reach undocumented students. So let's get into sample social media. So we provide all of that for you. I want to make an announcement at the top that we no longer use Twitter, as in our account is still active, but we are no longer posting on Twitter/X. So we usually are now relying on our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our LinkedIn. Those are our 3 major places. So when you post social media things there, your institution does, we will be able to grab them and repost them on our social media. And that's actually one of the fun parts of promotion that I do, because I do manage all of those platforms, and I love seeing your own created posts about our scholarship, and I love uplifting those as well. So we provide you with the hashtags here that we will all be using, so that those are seen by me, seen by us, so that we can amplify. And again, you see ours so that you can amplify. And then we get to reach as many people as we can on social media. So that's all included here for you. We also have the sample language. So as you know, Threads is now an up and coming platform. So we have some language that we've generated for this. This is all up to date language. As you can see, we've
And Saad, if you can hear
very
us.
kind.
Okay, we lost you again for just a second, but go ahead.
All right, am I back now?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that has been happening to me a lot, and I'm not sure what's going on. I've moved around my house a lot of times. Okay, so yes, so here are all sample posts. Again, copy and paste. We make it very easy for you. We have some Facebook, Instagram posts as well that you can use. We have some that we've captured from the past. So we find that pictures, when you include pictures, maybe when you highlight a past graduate or something like that, that also gets a lot of great attention. And we love seeing those. You'll have access to all of our flyers and graphic materials. And so then you can use that yourself. So these are just posts that we've grabbed from others. Again, you can even customize. Rutgers University Newark did a great one here. Customize, you can maybe put your own college logo on these. We encourage you to do that. We have a sample TikTok video that was made last year. Again, just for examples. And then moving on, so the flyers, as Gabby mentioned, we will be celebrating our 10th anniversary, and we are about to design a new little festive little logo branding that will reflect that. And so the new flyers that you'll be getting in the mail will be similar to these, but will have a new festive celebratory 10-year anniversary look. So we're really excited about those. Those are in the making, and you'll be getting those in the packages to your colleges. So that's great. Then for the opportunity program, we do have this handy graphic with all of the locked out states. There's 22 in total. So again, on our website, on that same toolkit page, you can grab this graphic. Last year, we distributed some tabletop banners that look like this, and we will be sending those tabletop banners to our newer colleges that have joined this round. And so they, weren't able to get one last year. Obviously, they weren't part of our program, so we'll definitely be sending them one of these. And then we have these wonderful, beautifully colored quote flyers that, again, you can grab and use. And so these are quotes from scholars and graduates that we love putting these out on social media because it's a great testament to how the scholarship has changed people's lives. Then let's see, we got more of those. We have them in a few different languages. And then I want to get to this part, which is your fabulous website pages that you have on some of your institution websites. And we love to see these as well. So this is another great way to get applicants interested in your partner college for the round. So we know that we have a list of all our partner colleges on our website. We then link to your website. And when applicants go, they're probably going to put in the search bar undocumented or dreamers or immigrants, or they're going to go directly to where, you may have resources or programs, or they may want to just see your programming, what you offer for their specific population. So what we encourage is that you create a specific page either for the TheDream.Us scholarship or overall for the undocumented resources that you already offer at your college. We find this to be also very, very effective in encouraging students to learn about your college and getting them interested to come to your campus, and also just feeling that support from you all that you give. They can definitely see it laid out here. And again, we include a couple of examples of some great ones in the past. And then for those of you who may be already on the ball with this, we want you to put your college websites undocumented page in the chat so we can see some of those already. It doesn't matter if it's last year's. Let's drop those links in the chat. Let's see some of those, because a few of the colleges have excellent pages, and we put some examples in here for sure. One thing we want to point out as well, our eligibility changes every year. We may have updates to certain things and that you may not catch. And we don't want your page to have, outdated information, then you then have to go, up.
And once again, so sorry about that. But yeah, so what Saad is trying to say is that we try not to.
Or your media teams might be doing.
Saad, really quickly, you paused for a long time. We couldn't hear you. So
Okay.
you were talking about not putting in the eligibility criteria, but either linking it out to us, to our website, so that they don't have to be revising it or changing it, editing it every year.
Great. Thank you, Gabby. Yes. So basically, we want to cut down on the amount of work for you and your media team. And we just want you, again, you can grab some of this sample language in this toolkit. You can grab some text from our website, things like that, to fill out your college page. And then just link back to our website so folks can get more details on the actual eligibility criteria. So the idea is to have your website page be a bit evergreen. And so it's just a landing page for applicants and students throughout the year to go there to then learn about your undocumented programs and the things you offer. And I see some really great pages in the chat, some great links. Thank you all for sharing that. We got Christian Brothers, College of St. Mary's there. We got Nevada State, NIU. Thank you so much. So if you all want to click some of these links, open them up, just get some inspiration, just see how they're laid out. That would be great. We got Purdue Global. Thank you all for dropping those in the chat. And then to wrap up, we want to make sure that you know you can use our logo as well. So one of the things that Gabby and I sort of get frustrated every year is that we see a very old version of our logo out there sometimes. I can't remember the year we changed over to this logo, Gabby, but for some reason, I don't know what corner of the internet, some people still find our older logo, and we sort of shake our fist at the computer because we don't know where they're getting this from. We've had this logo for probably the past 6-7 years now. So we want to provide this directly to you so you have the correct logo. This is what it looks like. We have different versions of it, sizes, color formats, things like that. We also have 2 specific logos for the 2 programs. So one for opportunity, one for national. And again, we provide all of this for you. So I'm going to jump back to the promo toolkit page. And then basically that's where all of this lives. So right here, the logos. So they're all going to be like a zip file that you will download right off of this page. And then you have them. And again, you can put them on your flyers. You can put them on materials that you create. Again, you can put them on that website page. So we make this very easy for you. If we see an old logo somewhere, you will be getting a message from me. Because I will hunt you down and ask you to please update to our new logo. And again, some of the things I mentioned. So I'm going to list some of the newer press releases here that you can look at as well that other colleges have done. I got some website pages, but I'm actually going to grab these ones that I see in the chat and probably put them here as well to showcase the website pages. And again, those flyers, as we mentioned, with our new look to celebrate our 10-year anniversary, we're going to have these here as well. And you have access to all of these on the same page. And it's just a click and a download, and you have them and you're free to use them. So we do know that, again, they're customizable here. You can put in other things and use it. Oh, this is the old logo right here. If you all are seeing this right here, it's where the steps are above the name. So that's what our logo was before. So this is the one that we usually see pop up every now and then. But this is just to show you examples of how other colleges have customized the flyer and customized our graphic, things like that. Again, here are all the quote graphics. And we do want to ensure that while we do provide these to you here for easy download, we do request that you let us know if you're using it for any other purpose. Like, for example, if you want to use our logo on something a little more unorthodox or something like that, we definitely would love to be aware of that so we can do a review and sort of give you the go ahead or make sure that's all good there. So this should be your one-stop shop, but we also provide the application guides here for you. So in each of the scholarship type, their pages, there's an application guide. You'll get to see each one. So this is what applicants are going to use to help them apply to the scholarship. We're also going to put a little short community. So yeah, for example, the recording of this presentation is going to go right here once it's finished. So we've sort of decked this page out for you to be a one-stop shop. And with that, I think I'm good with everything I wanted to show you and happy to take questions. I see that Albert has had his hand up for a very long time.
Hey, I'm sorry. This was for when you were showing us like the different states. Sometimes I get students who are coming from other states to New York. I was just curious if you guys had any rules for like, oh well, a student would look at, this state or that state depending on, where they graduate from high school or whether it's based on what college they're going to attend. I'm just curious, like, how that might open up like additional options for students. I see like Purdue University looks like something that's like across the different states, so that might be like another option. I'm just thinking of like an example of a student that left Florida to come to New York because she was told she couldn't get, she couldn't go to college in Florida, and that was the information she got, and she came to BMCC.
Gotcha. Yes, that is a great question. So I jumped right down to the national page where we have the eligibility criteria, and you'll see the very last check mark here. One of the criteria for applicants to be eligible for our scholarship is they have to be eligible for in-state tuition at the partner college they choose to attend. This usually means it's a partner college in the state where they already reside. Because we know that these institutions usually require a high school diploma from a high school in your state so that you're eligible for any state aid or in-state tuition. And so that's this part of the criteria that we always say here. I don't know if Elena's wants to add a little bit more about that.
Sorry, I was trying to find my unmute button. Yeah, so Albert, on that, if they are coming from another state, Purdue would be their only option, because they won't qualify for the in-state. They're in New York.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And just want to point out again, we've made Purdue the online option available to all states. So for example, if a student is in Florida and can't reach one of our Florida partner colleges, they do have the Purdue option to be completely online as well. Yes, Leslie.
Hi, everybody. I have a quick question related to what Albert was talking about. For example, if a student were to move and they're currently a scholar, and the scholarship is open in the state that they're moving to, is there a specific process they have to follow in order to make that transition? Is that transition possible?
Leslie, on that one, again, they would have to check with the school to see what the requirements are to receive in-state tuition. In 99% of the cases, they're just not going to qualify for in-state, so they would not be able to transfer to a partner college outside of the state where they had initially received the scholarship. If the move is completely necessary, again, Purdue would be their only option to transfer the scholarship to.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I believe that also answers Floor's question in the chat. Are students able to transfer to Purdue if they have to move to a different state?
Provided they meet the admissions criteria to Purdue.
Yes. All right. Let's see. And then Joanna's adding, there's a barrier we have experienced. There's not a way for undocumented or documented students to establish in-state residency due to their status. So yes, all of those are very much depending on the state and the institution. So we usually hope that students can definitely do an in-state partner option or Purdue. All right, let's see. Dan is asking, will there be updated flyers for the fall 2024 cohort, or should we adjust the current customizable flyer? There will be updated flyers. So we try to make the flyers that we send you physically in the mail evergreen. And so they usually
So, okay, I think.
so whatever
Sorry.
you download.
We lost you again for like 10 seconds. So you were talking about the new flyers that we're gonna have for the 10-year anniversary. And
Great.
yeah, just FYI, so these flyers, they will, the artist, every single time we change the flyer, there is a fee that she requires for changing the flyer. So we're in the process of doing that for our 10-year anniversary. It's gonna have our 10,000 Dreams, 10 years logo on it, and it's gonna hopefully be a refresh and also sharing, right, with students that there's been over 10,000 of them that already received the scholarship. So that's also going to be helpful in when we're doing the promotion.
All right. Thank you, Gabby.
Yeah. And then one thing that I wanted to add, Saad, is, and we didn't necessarily want to cover this, but it might be important for the promotion and for you all just to know and understand, is that this year there is a promotion scholarship guide on applying. And if you want, Sadana, can you please take the folks to where they can find that? So if you go to both either the national or the opportunity scholarship, you're going to see in the bottom of this page the how to apply guide. And if you click on it, it's an actual step-by-step informational guide for applicants. This is going to be really helpful for you to also look at it and see it. And two things that are going to be really crucial. So the opportunity scholarship closes first, and it's always going to be the last day of the month. So right now that's January 31st. And then for the national scholarship, it actually closes on a leap year to this next year. So it'll be February 29th, 2024. And so here you're going to see all this very important. I know, Albert, it's a leap year, so 10-year anniversary. So a lot of amazing things are going to be happening next year. And so here the person can go through it. Step 1, see if they're eligible. Step 2, start the application. One of the things that it's really crucial for all of you to know is that last year was a trial period. We did do a huge amount of scholarships. That is not going to happen this year. We will go back to our regular numbers. So we will be providing this year 1,000 national scholarships and 100 opportunity scholarships. And the other thing that it's also different from last year, that was also kind of a trial period for us, is that the essays are back. And so this year we do have one essay. We have provided the prompt of the essay there, so students can start working on it. And this is where you come in and where your support is going to be needed, because a lot of the times what we see is that students start the application, but when it gets to the essay, that's where they stop. And so we want to make sure that the students understand that the essay is not to see if they can write perfectly, right? But rather, really, are they prepared? Do they understand that their immigration status does have some barriers, but that the hope is that they also understand that despite those barriers, we are going to be there, both the Dream.Us and the institution, to support them. So it's getting them started to start thinking about that. And so this essay prompt, we're really hoping that the students take time to reflect on it, to write it. We will be having people, actual readers, that will be scoring this essay, and the essay will be part of the overall scoring of the application of the individual. So not only are we going to be looking at grades, home responsibility, what the student is doing on and off school, but as well, this essay will be part of their overall grading or scoring for the application this year.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabby.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions that come up about promotion? Please let us know. And
yes, and the last thing before we turn it over to Chris for some announcements is that to clarify, once a student receives the scholarship, they don't have to apply again.
You then do if you want to
Oh,
customize the flyer.
Sorry, Sada. You had cut off and I was saying something really quickly, but
Oh,
and
sorry.
I'll turn it over to you and then we can turn it over to Chris. But really quickly for everybody, what I was saying is that once an applicant applies for the scholarship and receives it and becomes a scholar, they no longer have to apply for it again. As you all know, every year in June, we have our renewal period, and that's when all of our scholars are renewing their scholarship year to year. Okay. So this application is for completely new students that have never received the Dream.Us scholarship. As you all know, we only do 1 degree, 1 associate's, and a bachelor's degree. So if a student graduated already and wants to reapply, unfortunately, they're not eligible for our scholarship a second time. But this is for brand new students, either high school students or students that had to stop out of college because they couldn't afford their education, or students that are taking a class at a time and are struggling. So we'll probably see a lot of those students in Massachusetts now applying to our scholarship. But really, this program is to support and help those that haven't had the chance and opportunity to get a college education and don't have the means and resources to be able to do so without it. So Saad, I'll turn it over to you for final comments, and we should turn it over to Chris so that we can end at the top of the hour.
Great. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with me through those internet issues. Yeah, just wanted to say that I am open, welcome to all inquiries. Please email me. The PC Weekly goes directly, it comes from me. So if you hit reply on the PC Weekly, that comes to me as well. So you have multiple ways to contact me. So I'll pass it over to Chris now.
Gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of that information, Gabby and Saad. In the spirit of the theme that my colleagues have created, I had to change into my costume. So I am Bad Bunny, of course. I got my sweater in spirit of Halloween. And I won't take too much more of your time. We have 3 just quick announcements that we want to talk about. The first, in just aligning with everything that has already been said, we are doing promotional materials. We are sending that out to the partner colleges. The deadline was actually Wednesday, October 25th, but we are going to be extending that, and you have until the end of today, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time, to submit your requests. I don't want to shout out any names, but right before we logged on to the PC Power Hour, there were quite a few colleges that had not submitted their request. So please, here is the link. You could actually just log in right now and quickly just put in that information and let us know so that we can get out all those flyers and posters and all of those promotional goodies out to you as soon as possible. The second announcement is today is also the deadline for fall EVRs. So if you have not done that as of yet, I saw Elena, she turned her screen on. She went from like the standard pick to like, no, I want to look at people in their eyes right now. So Elena is there. The deadline for EVRs is today. So again, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you get those in. Try to avoid those bottlenecks. The system always crashes when we get too many people trying to do it all at once. So the quicker you can send that in, the better. And then finally, just to give a sneak peek on next month's PC Power Hour, my colleagues Hayne Lee and Vernisa Donaldson will be presenting on the survey data that has been presented. So many of you know, as of earlier this year, they both put together an amazing brand new PC report where you were able to see the responses from your specific scholars on your campus in terms of what they were encountering on their career services and support services through navigating college. This year we had over 3,000 scholars, which was an over 80% response rate, right? For students basically explaining in their own words what their experiences are on their campuses, and the support services that you all are all providing, and sort of where they could use some additional assistance. So Hayne and Bernisa will be presenting next month on how you can utilize that data to better improve your practices, or to just really meet students where they are and what they're saying. We also hope to have a few partner colleges who have already been utilizing the data in modifying the way that they've been working with students. So it should be a really great PC Power Hour next month. We hope to see you guys all there. And I think I'm done with the announcements. So I think we are good.
And Chris, I think Elena wanted to say one thing on the EVRs.
Yeah, because I popped on camera, absolutely, I did. Just to sort of piggyback off of what Chris was saying, as of today, we are still missing EVRs from about 30 of our schools, which is a third of our partner colleges. And I am trying to make the decision on whether I am going to put y'all on blast in the PC Weekly tomorrow and actually call each of you out. So if you don't want to be called out in the PC Weekly, please submit the EVR. Not only is it helpful, obviously, for getting, us being able to send money so that our kids' accounts can be up to date and they can quit freaking out. But there's also some back end stuff that we cannot do until we receive every single one of them. And part of that is updating scholars' statuses so they know whether they're going to be eligible to receive the funds in the spring semester or not. If we have kids that are maxing out this term, we need to be able to have all of that information together and posted, in enough time. So Susan, yes, you've got an extension, so you are good, but nobody else has reached out to me about an extension. So you might be on blast tomorrow. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Elena, and your sweet, kind words, because I would have went all Bad Bunny on them and it would have been crazy, right? But I'm so glad that you did it instead of me. I also want to just reiterate, the quicker you guys send these payments, even if not, even before the deadline, the faster we can get the payments to you, the faster you can clear students' accounts, and the faster students can get those much needed stipends for their books and all their other sort of expenses throughout the year, right? So it really is important for us to have this process be done as soon as possible. And I know that there are also challenges on the campus side in terms of state aid and when all those dollars come in. But again, just want to reemphasize the importance of getting those EVRs in as early as possible. And in addition to that, we are still continuing to get communications from scholars asking where my money is, right? So if you could please also reach out to your students and let them know we are working through the process. The EVRs have just been submitted. It's going to take a few weeks for the funds to come in and then processed internally, so that they have some ease on their end and they know that their classes are not going to get dropped, that they're not going to get holds on their accounts, right? So just re-emphasizing that with your scholars and communicating with them so that they know that the process is moving forward and that they will not be penalized for any of the lateness or delays in the payments. That goes a long, long way, really sort of dealing with anxieties and really a lot of communication where students are sort of frantically communicating and emailing everyone trying to figure out where the funding is. So again, just wanted to reemphasize on that. And with that, I guess if we don't have any questions or concerns, do we have any questions in the chat? I don't know. I see a question from Albert. When we submit EVRs, what do we tell students the expected time stipends hit? Can you clarify on that, Albert?
Like like how long do we tell them before they receive their funding? Because I noticed that it's been quicker recently. I used to tell them 6 weeks after I submitted, but I was just wondering if you guys had like a standard time that you guys usually tell students.
I believe, I don't want to, I think that's a more of an Elena question in terms of when the funds get back to college, but then you also have to comprise how much time it's going to take on your end, Albert, to process the payment and release the stipends, right? So I think whatever Our timeline is to get the campus the funds. You want to add on your own internal time, but I think we usually say about a month. Is that not right, Elena?
We do say that just so we have that buffer. But we've been trying to get the payments out much quicker than that. Again, it just depends on sort of what day the EVR was submitted to us for the review, because it's the day that it's submitted doesn't necessarily mean the day it's going to be reviewed. So
So usually about a month for us to turn it around to the campus, Albert, and then whatever your internal time is to process
Okay.
it. Payment is what you should be advising students.
Thank you.
Not a problem, my brother. All right. Donna has a question. PC Weekly indicated we would learn about new changes to eligibility at this power hour. Is that the new essay requirement or something more?
Oh, thank you, Donna, for reading the PC Weekly. Yes. So just a very small change in eligibility is that 2018 year that I showed earlier. So as you know, we update the year when students have to have been arrived and living in the United States 5 years before the round opens. So it's 2018, November 1, 2018 this year for those that arrival date to the US. So that's the one eligibility change. And then the application change, as Gabby went over, is the essay. So just those two things.
Awesome. Thank you, Saad. Thank you, Donna. All right, I think we are at the hour, and thank you all so much. Happy Halloween. Enjoy the evening with your loved ones, and we will see you next month at the PC Power Hour.
Bye. Happy Halloween.